So, baby,
Baby.
if you had infinite money, already traveled the world, had no fear, and didn't receive any recognition for what you do, what would you do or create? This is a question that came from the book Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nguyen.
Okay.
And I thought that was a fire question. And I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Dang. What would I do?
What would you do if you had infinite money, already traveled the world, had no fear, and didn't receive any recognition for what you do? What would you do or create? Let the pondering begin.
I think no, because I know the answer. Because I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I would do what I'm already doing.
Okay.
I would be a coach. I love coaching. I love fitness coaching. I love helping women realize like you can change your body. Like you do not have to be thick if you don't want to be thick. You can be fit. You can be strong. You can run. You can do all these things. Like I love that. I would also be creating content because I would have so much time with my husband. So I would be able to create content, relationship content, personal growth content, all that stuff. I would be doing that and spending as much quality time with you as possible and just making an impact, serving other people. That's literally it. So what we're doing now is the same thing I would do. And that's crazy to think. Like I'm over here like in awe that that's still my answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's so dope.
Yeah. Because what I do makes me so happy. Like I feel so, okay. Even if it doesn't make me happy all the time and there are hard times, there are hard things that I have to do, I feel so fulfilled. Because one thing that I think people who provide a service know that working with people can be difficult because I'm technically working for them.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm showing up for them and people can be difficult sometimes, but I get so much fulfillment in watching people progress based on what I guide them on how I tell them to do certain things. And you're making this progress and now you're in awe of what you've done because you listened. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that stuff is dope to me. And then creating content. I just love doing this with you. Like, I love it. Yeah. Like us just having conversations. Like it ain't nothing complicated. We already do this anyway. So it's just like, turn the camera on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it.
I think that's so dope because my answer was pretty much just about the same.
Yeah.
Like having, my brotherhood for the husbands and whatnot. I think the only thing that I would change, but not really change, so to say, is I would just do what I'm doing now, but just on a bigger level.
Yeah.
Like on a bigger scale. That's about it.
Right.
Being able to have an environment where I can connect and vibe with other dope husbands who have the same values that I do, who value actually being good husbands and standing on their values and their standards and things like that, and having good conversations and doing things that allow all of us to connect and just grow together and just be in good company. And then doing things that allow us to be able to fulfill our own purposes and just enjoy good time together and create memories. You know what I mean? Which is really, a lot of the bigger vision for what the community is right now anyway. But it would be a whole lot of me helping other people develop their own, purposes and passions and things like that. And just connecting and growing and spending more time with people I care about. Like, and create memories, like a whole lot of me and you just enjoying our time and doing, like you said, the show and doing a lot of what we already doing, just doing it at a bigger scale. That's about it. Instead of us recording it here, we'd be somewhere else, recording it or getting more people involved or whatever. Yeah. So it really wouldn't change much of anything. It'll just, the scale of it would just probably be a little bit different.
Right.
But it would be all in the service of helping other people and doing the things that already bring us a level of fulfillment.
Right.
And like you said, it already comes with a degree of occasional frustration just because you have to deal with people. But that's life.
That's life. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's realizing, man, that when you really start to peel back a question like that, what you really start to see is where a person's values that really are for real. And a lot of people's values are tied up into how much money they have, where they're going, what people think about them, all of this stuff, status, all of this stuff that most people get these superficial ideas of themselves from social media.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of that is kind of grown to be. You know what I mean? But at the end of it, it's really all about who's a community or a group of people who I love to serve. And what brings me the absolute most joy when I'm able to serve and show up for these people in a way that means something to me.
Yeah.
And I would do that. Shoot, I done a lot of that for years of my life for free anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like before it was ever a business or a actual created community and stuff like that. Like it was already a part of our lives. And so now it was just like, okay, well, I'm going to do what I've been doing, but I'm going to just do it at a bigger scale. And like, I don't need recognition or none of that other stuff from other people. Like, I just want to impact the people that I'm doing what I'm doing with.
Right.
And it ain't because I need them to recognize me for it. It's like, nah, I'm here to serve and to show up. And I think that really pulls back the veil of seeing what people's hearts are. And it's interesting that your answer was so.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a lot of what I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, truth be told, and I kind of knew that you were gonna say that, but I didn't want to like anticipate it, so to say, but I was curious.
Yeah. That's my answer. Which actually like brings me so much joy knowing that like I'm really fulfilled doing what I do right now. You know? And I do want to do it on a larger scale. So we just got to do what we got to do on our end to make it happen, and God do the rest. That's
facts. And it will. And you know what's so interesting about that is like, I think about the fact that we can allow ourselves to be in a space like that now. It's so dope because we've also been on the flip side of that before, to where you're pursuing things just for the sake of money or status and all of these other things. And I'm not even against people doing that, truth be told, when it comes to you trying to improve your situation. Like, nobody wants to be in survival. So I understand the human condition. Like, I feel that.
Been there.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah.
For a lot of years.
Listen.
And so, but what's so interesting to me, and it's kind of unfortunate also, is the fact that when people find themselves in situations to where they're doing it just for the money or the status and all of these other things, and they're telling themselves that once I get XYZ, I'm going to stop, or I'm going to change, and I'm going to do all these other things that bring me fulfillment and joy, whatever the case may be. It sounds good, but you don't realize how much of yourself you can lose in the process of pursuing these things for the wrong reasons. Because you also have to take on a certain persona. You gain character traits that maybe you weren't anticipating. So much of you changes. And now trying to convert or go back to what you thought you wanted to be, or whatever the case may be, a lot of your mindset and your character has changed. And so now you might be trying to rediscover yourself or see where you got disconnected or whatever the case. And that's not to say that happens to all people, but it's very likely that can be one of those barriers or bridges that you have to cross.
Yeah.
And again, having been down that road before, it get messy down there when you're losing yourself and you're trying to find your way back.
Right. Yeah. I'm just glad we're in a space to where we are fulfilled doing what we're doing. And we're on that. I mean, we've already said numerous times, this is our quantum leap year. So I'm just glad to be in it. I'm glad to not be in survival.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be in a space where I feel abundant. I feel capable. I feel fulfilled. And I just want to keep pushing forward. Yeah.
And I think that that's given me so much more peace too, realizing also that why we're doing what we're doing these days is so in alignment with who we are, today, and how we see ourselves in the future as well. So knowing that it doesn't have this superficial, short-sighted, like mentality around it.
Yeah, there's so much power in doing what you want to do and not caring about whether there's positive or negative feedback coming from anywhere.
That's real.
It's like when it's real to you, when it's true to you and what's in your head and what's in your heart, there's so much power in that because you move differently. You move more confidently, especially when you trust in God along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like that's where I am. And it's so freeing for me.
I feel that.
Yeah.
And especially when you don't have to constantly be trying to appeal to other things and other people.
Yeah, because I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I really don't care. I think I've reached a level of unbotheredness that I've never experienced before. Like, I just don't care because honestly, like Bree in the book, she was talking about the what is it, the spotlight effect, where where people think that other people care about them so much or is thinking about them so much, when in actuality people care more about themselves and they're thinking more about themselves. And that is the truth. Nobody really cares about you the way that you should probably care about yourself in all honesty. So I'm just like, I'm going to shoot my shot on whatever I feel like I want to do. Who cares what anybody else has to say about that?
That's real.
Because what I'm doing might not look like nobody else's stuff anyway. So that's okay for me to go after what I want to go after. That's fine.
And it's so interesting because a lot of people fail to realize that, like, you can be sitting over here and you could be talking about yourself and what you're dealing with or showcasing something or whatever the case may be. And as soon as it touches another person, they thinking about themselves. They're internalizing. They're not thinking about you.
They're thinking about how they've experienced what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it ain't even about you no more. Yeah. Like, we're naturally, to the core of our being in some ways, narcissists. Like, we completely self-centered, thinking about ourselves.
I don't want to say narcissist. I do want to say selfish though. I don't want to say that. It is extreme.
Listen, we're so okay, maybe it is a bit extreme. But we're so into ourselves, and you actually have to practice breaking free from that.
Yeah.
Like, that really takes real effort. Because if it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be so much of a high demand behind people wanting to have status and people desiring to have money and be as flashy as they do and all of this other stuff. It's because of an extreme desire for other people to think something about them. I want you to think something about me, which is why I showcase it. And then, you'll get people that'll say like, hey, I do this to inspire people. So to say whatever. Maybe a portion of that is true. Maybe a portion of that's true. But it's also another portion in there too where people just desire for themselves. Like, I need people to see me and perceive me in a certain type of way or in a certain type of light. And it's not so much about me serving and me showing up, to actually do something or be something meaningful in the world as much as it is of me wanting people to think something about who I am and what I'm doing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and I think what's important to know about that's some human ass shit. Like, that's human. That's very human. But it is something that has to be checked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's why I say, like, it's one of those things, like, if you're not aware of it, like, for one, you have to have the awareness of it to detach yourself from it. Because if not, it can become one of those things where it just grows and gets so big and it can become a large part of who you are if you don't check it. Yeah. And
then you becoming somebody that you really don't even like because you're too busy focused on how you can be something for other people. So yeah. But yeah, it definitely needs to be checked for sure.
Big facts.
But bringing it back full circle, I can't remember what we was talking about.
If you had no fear.
Oh, yeah.
Infinite money.
Yeah, I be doing the same thing. Like, I love that our answers are what they are, and we're moving in the direction that we feel is best for us. Yep. Even though it don't look like nobody else shit. I mean, stuff.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm like, God, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Jesus.
One day, one step at a time, baby.
I'm just passionate, Jesus.
And it just come out the way it come out sometimes.
It does.
Hey, one day, one step at a time, baby. You'll be all right.
You're right.
But anywho, hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this, different episode. But if you did, please do, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, and then also wherever you're listening to this, at be it YouTube or whatever your favorite podcasting platform is, let us know, man. We here to, to hear all of the feedback and all of the good stuff. But my name is John Tron. This is my beautiful queen.
Adoria.
We are one dope couple family. And until next time, peace and love.